Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web. In today's video, we're gonna uncrate the all-new Sena Outrush 2. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump into the all-new Sena Outrush 2, do us a favor, subscribe to the Speed Addicts channel. That way, you are getting all of our gear reviews, you're getting our Versus series, and our new and exciting shootouts. Hit the subscribe button, don't miss out. Also, if you're gonna purchase gear, do it at speedaddicts.com. Of course, there's a link in the description below. They'll take you directly over to the Sena Outrush 2 modular helmet that we're talking about in today's video. Sena helmets all ship fast free with the industry's best return policy over at Speed Addicts. So hit that link, buy your next Sena helmet from us over at speedaddicts.com. And finally, if you're old school like me, you like to shop in person, well, you can also do that at Speed Addicts. The new Superstore is open in the city of Orange, so if you're in SoCal, come on down to the Speed Addicts Superstore, shop the world's greatest helmet wall, complete selection of gear from head to toe, and now we've got the new Sena Outrush 2 over at Speed Addicts Superstore. Okay, here we have it. This is a new modular helmet from the folks over at Senna. This is replacing the older Outrush R, which I have here on my right. The Outrush 2 is a big jump forward, okay? This helmet is just better all around than the Outrush R. Is a whole new redesign. It's not like a slightly massaged, evolution here. They threw that whole thing away. They started fresh with a much better base helmet and an improved comm system. The price only went up a little bit too. We're still under $400. We're at $399. What was this one, producer Matt? This was $359. Okay, so only an extra $40 here for the new Outrush 2. And like I said, it's a much better helmet all the way around. We're gonna give you the full breakdown. Okay, so $399. Right now, the Outrush 2 is available in matte black and white for $399. It's gonna come with the comm system installed from Senna. Now, that is the whole point of Sena helmets, okay? We are getting instant gratification. If you're not the type of person that wants to deal with installing your comm system, or universal comm, or integrated one on the helmet, this is your chance to buy a great modular helmet with the comm system already included. It's really easy. Like I said, instant gratification. You can just take it out, connect it to your phone, and go ride. That is the point of the Sena helmet family, okay? This is a polycarbonate shell. They still have their Impulse modular, which is a composite. It's a higher end one, more expensive. The polycarbonate shell brings down the price, keeps it reasonable. For a helmet with a comm system included to be under $400 is really a killer deal, especially these days. So polycarbonate shell, the weight is right around 4 pounds or just under, depending on what size you're weighing. This is pretty standard for modular helmets in this price point to be kind of either like a really lightweight modular is around 3.5. Average modular weight, it's kind of close to 4 pounds. So we're in the average weight department. In terms of homologations, we have DOT here in the United States. This helmet in other countries, in Europe and stuff like that, you're gonna see it labeled as ECE, but they are not labeling it as ECE in the United States. It is an intermediate oval fit, and I'd say the fit is great. It runs true to size. I'd say it's pretty similar to the old Outrush R in our testing. And so if you go by the sizing chart, you shouldn't have any issues. Of course, if you bought your helmet at Speed Addicts, we make exchanges, returns really easy with our hassle-free policy. So check that out on your next purchase, okay? So fit, we've got that covered. Let's talk about the ventilation. Now, one of the places where the old Outrush R fell down was its chin bar vent. It was quite small and it was fragile. We had a lot of these break over the years, and it was just kind of a weak point on this helmet. So they totally threw away this tiny little switch here that was a problem, and they gave you a really beefy chin bar vent switch that is easy to use, it is masculine, it is big. And so that is an improvement. Overall, the style of the helmet too is just better looking, okay? So here's the old Outrush R, just kind of basic. There was no trim on the bottom. The liner was just really basic, and we've just stepped it up in all the departments here. So the look, the ventilation, all better. The top vent is also somewhat similar, but improved in its design and style. Oops, I didn't lock this all the way. There you go. So this vent up here has two different settings. It's either all the way on or all the way off. And then we have an exhaust port on the back that is passive and all the way on. Here's the old Outrush R, and here's the new Outrush 2. Again, just better looking, updated from top to bottom. So that is your ventilation. here, and then we have our face shield, new face shield, beefy, injection molded, good. I like that they put the lift in the center, it's not off to the side, so we have that right in the middle. You do have detents, so if you're the type of person that likes to ride with it cracked, you will be able to do so. And then further up, you have another detent, and then we have all the way open. They're not the strongest, but they'll get the job done. And then you can leave it slightly open or like a demist setting, or all the way closed. The drop-down sun visor is actuated over here on your left-hand side. Okay, so up, down. Coverage is okay. I feel like it could go down just a touch further, but not terrible. The action on it is also just kind of okay. It takes a fair bit of force to move that up and down. That could be improved, but generally speaking, it's good. One thing I forgot to mention on the face shield, this is a pin lock prep face shield. That's what this little tab is over on the side. So pin lock insert is an additional lens that installs on the inside of the face shield to reduce or mitigate fog. That was missing on the Outrush R. So if you had fog problems over here, you were just kind of toast. You notice it doesn't have those pin lock tabs. On the new Outrush 2, we are pin lock prepped with our face shield. It is sold separately. That's probably one of those ways they were able to maintain that price under $400, so that's fair. If you live somewhere where fog is an issue for you, go ahead and buy that pin lock insert separately from Speed Addicts and install it on your Outrush 2, and fog will not be your nemesis anymore. Let's talk about the comm system, okay? So you're buying this helmet because you want comms, and you have comms pre-installed here. I just still missed this here. Okay, there we go. We're fully locked down now. So you're buying this helmet because you want the comms installed. You don't want to mess around with it. So here's your comm system. This is an upgraded unit compared to the older unit on the Outrush R, and you get some new gen features from the folks over at Senna. First deal is you get their second generation HD speakers, which while they're not the Harman Kardon, they are quite good. Okay, so those are gonna be able to maintain volume at higher speeds without distorting. So those are great speakers. You got Bluetooth 5.2. You get their Mesh Intercom. So this is Mesh Intercom 3.0 compatible. Usually on the less expensive helmets from Senna, you wouldn't get a comm system that was mesh compatible. If you're wondering what mesh is, that allows you to talk to a bigger group of riders. So you're not just limited to just talking to one person, like your passenger or your riding buddy. You can get all your riding buddies into a big mesh group, up to 24 riders, or even more in some cases. And you're gonna get about a mile of coverage in optimal conditions with the mesh communication group. So just know that you can talk to bigger riding groups, or you can just talk to one person if you want. They also have standard Bluetooth communications or Bluetooth intercom 1-to-1. And then if you want to, you can use their new Wave intercom. Now, the Wave intercom technology built into some of the new Senna units, including the one that comes on the Outrush 2, it leans on the cellular network and basically makes like an internet call. Instead of connecting directly to your riding buddy, it's gonna go over the cellular network. You both have to have cellular service in that area for this to work, but it basically makes it so that there are no range limitations. You could even talk to someone who is in the next state over if you both wanted to go on a ride and talk to each other. But in practical situations, you can do this with your riding buddy in person, and then if they get caught, they get stuck a couple miles back for some reason, or they have to pull off, you're not gonna break up your conversation. You're gonna remain in that convo with the Wave intercom system. So basically limitless in terms of range, again, as long as you have cellular service. Talk time, 20 hours of talk or listen time here. Again, it's not just intercoms with this comm system. You can listen to music. 2.5 hours to a full charge. We have auto on and off and sleep mode here. So it's a great comm system that's going to do most everything you want. The only thing that you're not getting with this comm is their absolute best speaker, and really that's not something that you're probably going to miss out. If you are, you can always get one of the other Sena helmets that comes with the Harman Kardon. Okay, let's check out the bottom of the Outrush 2. You'll notice right away this huge upgrade here. This was really an inexpensive modular helmet, the old Outrush R, that they fitted with one of their comm systems, and that's why it was so popular, but not because the helmet itself was exceptional, okay? But they have stepped it up a lot. The interior is nicer. The buckle is no longer plastic. We have metal components here on the receiver and on the blade, which is great. We have a nice neck roll with kind of a stretch material to it that's going to reduce noise. It's going to be great. The chin curtain also that same stretchy material here to mitigate the noise coming up into the helmet. It's gonna allow you to listen to music better, and it's gonna make your conversations better on the road. The button is better to release the chin bar here, so that's been improved. The whole bottom has molding now, like most modern motorcycle helmets do, instead of just an unfinished shell on the bottom here. So lots of upgrades, making this helmet just kind of better all the way around. We're gonna open this all the way up. We'll get rid of that sunshade. Microphone also upgraded. This is one of their premium microphones on the new Outrush 2, whereas the Outrush R was an older, less expensive microphone there. So more upgrades. Let's pull out the comfort liner, so we'll do a full takedown on this. Again, you won't have to do this, of course, because you're not gonna have to install a comm system. It's gonna come installed for you, but if you ever wanna service this thing, whoops, we'll go ahead and release that. Quick release. If you ever wanna service or wash the pads, this is how it comes apart. The neck roll and cheek pads are all one piece, so we'll go ahead and pull those out of place. There you are, upgraded cheek pad system. The speakers are already pre-installed for you there, and we'll go ahead and remove the rest of this comfort liner. Whoops. So you're not running wires, you're not dealing with any of that sort of stuff. And then in terms of the footprint on the outside of the helmet, it is greatly reduced compared to their standard like universal comms that have to have the battery pack in here too. Those usually stick out further, they're bulkier. They can come off the helmet when you don't want them to. So reduced footprint, slimmer footprint on the outside of the helmet. There are your channels and ports for that EPS, dual density EPS, that is DOT legal. Again, the new Outrush 2 from Senna, we give it 2 thumbs up. Big improvement over the Outrush R. We think this thing is going to sell quite well. Let's get that, oh, I got my blade in there. There we go, we'll get that closed. All right, folks, there you have it. That's the full breakdown on the Sena Outrush 2, all new here for 2025. This thing is gonna absolutely crush. Great for folks that don't wanna fool with those comm system installs theirself. There's a link in the description that'll take you right over to speedx.com where you can purchase your new Sena Outrush 2. Or if you'd like to come shop in person, come see Senna products at the Speed Addict Superstore in the city of Orange, where we got the world's most epic helmet wall. That's it for today. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.